Welcome back, everybody. Once again, I hope everyone's staying safe and staying healthy. This video is going to show you some exercises that you can do if you have some of this equipment. Now, I know not everybody will have access to this, but if it is something that you have at your house, then these are some exercises you might be able to try. And I was trying to think of some other alternatives to some of the things I'm about to show to give you some other options as well. Now, most of these exercises are what I call isolation movements, which means you're mainly using one muscle at a time. It might work a couple, but it really kind of focuses on one at a time. And we'll kind of talk about that as we go through them all. So, the first piece of equipment that you might have access to are called resistance bands. Now, some resistance bands make a full loop. It almost kind of looks like a big rubber band. I have a couple different options. Now, different colors tend to mean different resistances, which means some might be really, really hard, and some of them might be easier to stretch out. Some resistance bands don't make a full loop. It almost kind of looks like a jump rope, and it has handles on each end. And for this part of the video, I'm going to show you using some of our options. So the first exercise I'll talk about is called a biceps curl. So when we talk about our biceps, that's one of our muscles in our arms. It's the one right here. Typically when we talk about show your muscles, people, they flex and they show this muscle right here. So what you're going to do, if you have one of these, you're going to step in the middle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bend at your elbow so that your hands come up towards your chest like this. You can do it two hands at the same time. You could do one hand at a time. And it works this muscle right here. So when you turn to the side, it's going to look like this. My upper arm doesn't move. It's just my lower arm. Now if I want to work the muscle on the back side of my arm, that is called our triceps muscle. So what I do for that, I still step in the middle of the band, but I want to kind of take the exercise band, the resistance band behind my head, and then I'm going to bring my arms up straight. So they start bent, and then they go up and down, and up and down. So once again, that works the muscle in the back of our arm called our triceps. Now, if we want to work some of the muscles that are up here in our shoulder area, we can take the exercise band, the resistance band, and one option is to try and lift our arms up over our head like this. So notice my arms weren't like behind my head before. They're kind of off to the side, like this, and then I push up and I bring it down, up and down. You can even do one at a time, kind of pretend like you're punching up at the sky and pushing up at the sky. You can also go off to the side, like this, one arm at a time, or both. You can go to the front, like this. These are all different options that all work muscles in our shoulder area. Let's see, how about something that'll work our leg muscles. We're gonna have to step back on it again. But what I like to do is I like to kind of take it over my shoulders, both of them. And then what it does is it kind of wants to pull my body down. So we're gonna go down into a squat position. Remember how we bend our knees? And it's like we sit in a little chair. And as I stand up, the resistance band stretches and it makes it harder. So it makes it more challenging for our muscles. I squat down. And then I stand up, okay? So those work our leg muscles. If we want to work our back, one of the options is to sit down. We're doing like what I call a row or a pulling motion. So we're getting the resistance band to go kind of stay below our feet there. And we do have to be careful with this one because we don't want our toes to go back because then resistance band can kind of slip off and come towards us. We don't want to get hurt. So we always make sure we point our toes away from us. And then, if I hold the handles, that's a little bit too easy for me on this one. So what I do is I either hold it further down to make it harder, or sometimes I wrap it around. And then I pull towards my body. And this is called a row. And it starts to work the muscles in my back right here. Now, some people don't have resistance bands, and that's okay, so we're gonna come up with other options. Some people might have what's called a weighted bar at home. So this is a weighted bar that I have. This weighs 20 pounds. So that might be a little bit heavy for some people, and for other people, that might seem easy. You can use whatever weight you have available, and even if you don't have a weighted bar, you could do things like use maybe a broom, or if maybe a branch fell out of the tree or something like that, and you had a branch that might be like this big, or some other options that mom or dad say are okay to use, because make sure you always ask mom and dad for permission for all this stuff first. We always want to make sure we're safe. But if you do have something like this, or a broomstick, or a shovel, or something along those lines, you can do some of those same motions. So the first one I showed you, remember biceps curl, like this, up and down. Our triceps, do you remember where that was? The back of your arm. Triceps, put your hands a little bit closer together, and I'm gonna put my hand up, and I bend my elbows, and I go bent and straight, and bent and straight. So this is how it looks from the front, bent and straight. So every time we straighten our arms out, this part of our muscle, our triceps, that's a muscle that's getting worked. For our shoulder muscles, we can take the bar and just push up to the sky. Push, push. Or we can have it down and we can lift it up in front of us. So it'll look like this. Lift, lift. Or if you did one arm at a time, you'd be bringing it off to the side. Okay? But try never to use a weight that's too difficult. We don't ever want to hurt ourselves. So we always want to make sure we stay safe with these exercises too. So that's always a good option if you have the weighted bar. Some other things you can do if you don't have resistance bands or a weighted bar, you could always be creative. So one thing I was thinking about was, if you have buckets or a basket, or it could be a 1 gallon jug of water. We don't want to have anything that could spill and make a mess. But if mom or dad allow you to use something like a bucket or a basket or anything that you can add weight to, because right now this bucket is empty, but if I put something in there to add some weight to it, it would make it more difficult. And then I can do some of those exercises. So maybe I just did one arm at a time and I curled it up and down. Do you remember what muscle that worked? It was this one right here called our biceps. Or if we wanted to lift it up over our head like this, we go up and down. This is starting to work our shoulders. Or remember, up in front of us. And you can even leave it completely empty and just try to do it a lot of times. So with any of these exercises, it doesn't have to be using a lot of weight. You could do a lot of repetitions, which means you just do a lot of that exercise. So instead of doing maybe just 10 of these with a lot of weight and making it really, really heavy, you could do 50 of them with less weight. Either way, you're getting a great, great workout, and it's really, really good for your muscles. So hopefully I gave you some ideas. If you have access to resistance bands or a weighted bar or anything like a bucket, a basket, a milk jug. If you come up with other ideas, you could also let me or any of the other PE teachers know, hey, I came up with a cool idea, you should try using this. And you could do this exercise, because I showed you some, but there's other exercises out there that you could do. And once again, we'd like you to be creative in coming up with all these exercises and keeping your body healthy. And once again, we want to stay safe with all this. So always ask mom or dad if it's okay to use a certain piece of equipment or to do something that we show you. But once again, these are some good options to keep yourself active and healthy, and want everyone to stay safe out there, and hopefully we see you soon.